I have to scroll a lot. Late last month, we revealed possibly the largest balance patch in Dead by Daylight's history, along with overhaul of the progression system. We've kept an extra close eye on feedback. If you haven't already, check it up. Blah blah blah. Progression. We'd like to start things off by talking about the overall progression system, in which perks are unlocked immediately through. First, we've increased the blood point cap per category to 10,000 from 8,000. By increasing these caps, you can potentially earn up to 40,000 blood points per match instead of 32, right? Allowing you to purchase more nodes on the blood web. At the same time, this allows you to earn more points in the category before capping out, making matches where you're pigeonholed into a certain role a little more rewarding. Future update will revisit the rarity of the blood web nodes after prestiging. Currently resetting to level 1 also makes common quality nodes far more common. If your favorite add-on happens to be rare or very rare, prestiging may have made collecting them difficult. This change will make it easier to find a wider variety of add-ons for both lower and higher rarities. So a future update, so this won't be this update, and they'll revisit the blood web. So you will have it as we were expecting, where you won't have as good add-ons. But in a future update to it, they'll be fixing that, apparently. Right? So, they know the problem, but they're not going to do anything with it yet. But they know of it. It's kind of what they're saying, I feel. Beyond add-ons, we've also received some feedback on the cost of prestige. In the PTB, the prestige node cost 50,000 blood points. While it may not sound like much, it could take several games to afford. We're reducing the cost of this node to 20,000 to make progressing a little smoother. Blood points, the million cap has been a topic. They're raising it to 2 million. Nice. That's nice. Finally, we made a tweak to our catcher mechanic, which awards you bonus prestige levels based on your progress. This is based on the number of perks. In the PTB, we awarded 1 bonus prestige level for each prestige your character had prior to PTB. For the full May chapter release, we have increased this to 2 bonus. Okay, this means if your character is prestige 3 before the update, they're guaranteed to be prestige 9 after the update. Granted all the new rewards immediately. The catcher mechanic will be limited to prestige 9. However, if the calculation bonus would exceed this. Okay, I don't really care about all that shit, but there you go. That's for people who care. It's just more confusion. People are already confused about the ranks, and now you got prestige there. People are going to be so fucking confused what to look at. When changing base mechanics, and close to 40 perks in a single update, some wacky interactions and powerful strategies are bound to appear. We went into the PTB hoping the community would experiment and abuse these changes to their fullest potential, and you did not disappoint. Thanks to your feedback on PTB, we have a few changes in the works for the mid-chapter release. They're so much quicker at doing stuff. It's good. I hope they keep doing this, because holy shit, usually we did a PTB, and then like they were like, oh, we've heard all your feedback and it will be implemented, but not yet. The endurance, the patch of the white flash, obviously, if it didn't get nerfed. The endurance effect has been a hot topic for discussion since the PTB went live. Historically, this effect has been used very sparingly, but with the advent of new ways to get the effects, some of you made it a personal mission to chain together as many endurance effects as you could. And it's not difficult, man. You're being disingenuous. Like, it's not difficult to get them. Like, you could literally have one perk you could have off the record. And if a killer hits you when you're going off hook, that will be the BT, and then you could hit them again and then get off the record. That'd be 2 endurances just by having 1 perk. Unless they didn't chain. And I don't think I tested if them chained, but I would be surprised if they didn't. Because all endurance were chaining, or stacking. So being a bit disingenuous, it wasn't too difficult to chain them at all. It really wasn't. While this is technically working as designed, well, you hear it there. They wanted it that way. Avoiding multiple hits in a row is not something that we want to see. As a result, the endurance effect will no longer protect you from going down if you already have deep wound status effect. Good. It's still going to be patch of the white flash, and we did assume this was going to happen. Because if this didn't happen, it would have been very broken. I think we all know that. So this is just something we expected. I think they'd be very incompetent if they let it go through where you could have multiple stacks of endurance, right? I think we all understand that. I know there were some people out there probably who just really just want Survivor to be the most powerful thing ever. But for the most part, I think people understand stacking endurance is a bit ludicrous, right? So let's see. So this effectively limits the number of hits you can avoid with endurance to 1, unless you mend your wounds. Yes, exactly. So you can get hit off the hook, mend borrowed, and then still have off the record ready to go again. So you're still gonna be able to do it. It's just not as easy, I guess. Keeping it as a powerful effect, keeping it as a powerful effect, then can be included on various perks while providing a hard limit on how powerful it can be. As a note, you may still gain the endurance status effect while in deep wound. This is intended. While it won't prevent you from avoiding hit, it will take effect if you're able to mend your wounds while the effect is active. You do realize this is telling people to tunnel hard, right? Let's just say you hit someone off the hook and they have off the record. You hit them, they've got borrowed time at base, right? So they get away for free. They mend, now they've got off the record. So they've got another hit for free. So it's best to just go for them after the deep wound, isn't it? Instead of letting them have more and more endurances stack. Like, you don't want them to mend. Perks. While we're comfortable, I see spine chill, what the fuck? Oh, unless it's the thing what they've already said. While we're comfortable sending most of the updated perks to a live version of the game, there's a few... Wait, I want to see. Off the records there, okay. There's a few that we're not happy with. I don't know where we're looking. As a reminder, the public tests typically do not have enough players to rank matchmaking to work effectively. Therefore, everyone is paired together. Yep, I know that. Regardless of their skill level, yep, it's very obvious. This can make it a little tricky to fine-tune balance during the PTB. Yep, agree. I don't know why people play the PTB and then put up fucking YouTube videos saying, this new thing is so OP. It's like, no, the people you're going against are shit. You can't tell in the PTB. The changes below address some glaring issues spotted during the test, but by no means the only changes the updated person may receive. We'll be closely monitoring the performance of each of the updated person, blah, blah, blah. So, now activates when the killer has... Wait. Oh, okay. After revealing this change, voice the players will add spine shield. We don't want to. For release, we've added a visual indicator to spine shield's icon that displays the terror radius strength. Wait, added? Wait. So, does this do both if the killer has a line of sight on you and it has an added indicator? Because they're not saying... Let's see. Let's just read it all. Now, because I kind of skim read a lot. So it now activates when the killer has a clear line of sight to you. After revealing this change, many voiced their concerns about how this would affect hard of hearing players who relied on Spine Chill as a replacement for the terror radius. While we don't want the accessibility to fall on perks, we also don't want to remove this aspect of the perk until we're able to implement a more permanent solution. For release, we have added a visual indicator to Spine Chill's icon that displays the terror radius's strength. This sounds like they're keeping that and adding more, right? Instead of it just being one thing. In the future, we'd like to revisit this, implement a permanent solution that does not require a perk once this happens. Okay, I think that's fair enough. Like, giving them something at base, which you could hear anyway, if you can hear, I think that's fine. It's allowing the accessibility, I'm all for that. But if they do that, what are they gonna do with this? Maybe take that off. Dead Hard, let's see. So Dead Hard now grants endurance status effect when activated instead of causing you dash. In the PTB, the duration of the status effect is set to 1 second. This gives survivors a long window. We're reducing this to 0.5 seconds, requiring more precise time to use effectively balance the tide. We've also been seen some feedback on Dead Hard's animation. The PTB version of Dead Hard uses the modified version of the original animation. This isn't the ideal. Future update, Dead Hard animation will be a redefined version. Okay, interesting. 0.5 is way bigger. So 1 second just gave them it just gave them 1 ms less distance, which were hardly anything. And I don't think it would have changed as much as people think. Only at Windows. At Windows it would have. 0.5 seconds Now it is like a legit, you have to take the hit, so you need to press it exactly when the killer's swinging, which it should be. That's what it should be intended for. Dead hard should be, when is the killer going to hit? Is he going to hit it now? Do it. Is the killer going to go for a lunge? Do it. It's supposed to be a reaction rate or a read-based thing, so this at least sounds more as you would expect. So 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds, and they go at 4, right? 4 meters per second, so that'd be 2 meter. Now it feels like it's like as intended, like it's an actual iframe thing, because the 1 second thing was way too long. I agreed with that. It almost felt like a buff. This feels like it actually is a nerf now. This definitely feels like it's a nerf now, but still is used in the. It's used. Basically, what I see with that, let's go back. What I see with Dead Hard is it's designed now as they were probably trying to make it designed for. They weren't designing it for how people have been using it. They weren't designing it for people to extend chasers. They weren't designing it for second chances. They were designing it for making a really hard read and getting a reward for it. Make a wrong read, get punished. Simple as. And it looks like that's getting closer to their vision. So I'm for that. People will just run to fucking live anyway, let's face it, or balance landing or sprint burst. People want to just shift W. They don't want to make them hard reads with a big punish or big reward. They want to just have something for free. They've had god palettes for fucking years. They want free things. So I can imagine a lot of survivors being like, what the hell? But that, I like that. Off the record now grants endurance in addition to its existing effects. Some of you pointed out the outright decisive strike off the record could give survivors a guaranteed escape once gates are powered. As a result, this perk will deactivate and remove its effects once the gates are powered. Good. They're all listening. It's weird. It's weird. Like, these are good changes. As mentioned earlier in the post, endurance effect will also no longer protect you from the damage you've already have the demon, make it very impractical to dodge subsequent hits. As with all endurance effects, the effect is cancelled prematurely if you perform. I still think this one might be problematic because you're giving them borrowed time at base and then they're getting this on top of it. So it's still going to be very problematic. But it's not going to be creating unwinnable situations. Borrowed time at base might. Borrowed time at base might make unwinnable situations. I guess we'll have to see with that. I think no endurance should work at the very end, just so we can get rid of the unwinnable situations. Well, at least some of them. There's still like heal tech in there, where you heal someone on the floor and you can't actually fucking pick the person up. So there is some things which still are uncounterable, but it's nice that they're getting rid of the a lot of the uncounterable things. Uncounterable gameplay isn't fun, but they've still got god palettes. Like, why have you still got god palettes, devs? If you're trying to get rid of uncounterable things, you need to start getting rid of uncountable things. So I guess baby steps, right? Overcharge now causes generators regression to gradually speed up. Have they nerfed this? Oh shit. Okay. So on the PTB, this was set to grow from 100% to 400% speed over the course of 30 seconds. We found this to be a little extreme, especially when paired with Call of Brine, causing generators to quickly lose their progress. It didn't. People just clickbaited the fuck out of it and pretended it did. This is particularly noticeable with solo survivors who aren't able to communicate that they nearly completed generator is regressing. For the release, this has been toned down. The generator will be start regressing at 75% speed and increase to 200%. 200%, so 2 times slower than a solo survivor. So like the old Ruin, where you have to kick it. And it actually starts at less regression than a normal kick. Wow. If you're curious, Overcharge becomes faster than the default regression after 12 seconds. So when you... Wow, that's weird. So when you kick it with Overcharge, the first 11 seconds are actually slower than not having the perk. That's bad, isn't it? Well, maybe people need to stop clickbaiting shit, pretending stuff's way more powerful than it actually is. Then the devs might not fucking overreact. Yeah, that's bad. Botany increases your healing speed far more than before, but no longer provides medkit efficiency. While this change made the perk more appealing to the healers out there, it could be a little too powerful with medkits. To remedy this, Botany knowledge will receive 20% efficiency penalty to medkits. But this may sound minor, even a slight reduction in efficiency, because medkits will run out of charges before you can finish a heal. Interesting. Okay. So people who use botany are just going to be using self-care most likely then. Distortion prevents your aura from being revealed from the killer and can now be recharged by staying inside the terror radius. A small quality of life improvement. Distortion will now have an audio cue when the token is used. This will make the effects harder to miss. Okay. Iron Whirl. Please. What did you do? Now reduces your grunts of pain to 75%, rather than making you silent and no longer works while exhausted. We've had some feedback concerning the volume of certain survivors compared to others, causing this perk to be less effective on survivors with louder grunts of pain. What about quieter? Interesting. This is big. This is big here. This could be dangerous. So this is another base change, foundation. You don't need to do anything. They're going to be looking at survivors' noise levels. Who are they basing it off? Imagine if they based every survivor's noise levels off of Ace, for example. And the people who are quieter, like Ace, are they going to be raising their volumes? Like, how are they working with that? So that's something to remember. Who are they going to go off? Who's baseline? Inner Focus was unchanged in the PTB, but it will clearly be receiving a small tweak in time for release. Currently, Inner Focus allows you to see the scratch marks of other survivors within 32 meters, removing the range requirement entirely, letting those with a keen eye spot distant scratch marks. That's weird. I don't even know that perk. Continue monitoring. So yeah, they've destroyed this. This is destroyed. So well done. Oh wait, this one. Well done, everyone who, you know, overreacts to this shit, because it's not crazy, and it wasn't, and now it's shit. Off the record, yeah, that's cool. Dead hard as intended. That's cool, I guess. Yeah. We'll see with this, with the grunts. And this one I don't really care about. They see the other teammates scratch marks for some reason. Why did they see the other teammates scratch marks? I don't get this. Visual changes. Firstly, Sailor, thank you for the sub, and Ubi for the 3 months. Vincent for the 10 bits. That's at least great. That's at least great for that one pinhead add-on. It basically gets all endurance effects now, so that add-on could get nerfed. Haha. Yeah, maybe. Visual changes, progression and overhaul came paired with several new cosmetic details, including new charms, effects. Fortunately, feedback to some of these new elements, the PTB were less than stellar. Want these rewards to feel like a satisfying payoff for the effort they take to earn. So we've taken your feedback into consideration, and it's... What about fucking getting to like high MMR and shit? Why don't you reward that? You don't want people to know what it is, though, do you? Perk charms, reaching prestige. I don't care. Like, how is that? To other people, yeah, it might be rewarding. That's fucking awesome. This doesn't appeal to me. I don't give a shit about how long I've played something to get something. I care about who I'm beating, how good I'm playing. But yeah, for other people, this is for you, I guess. Prestige 789 will unlock one of the character's unique perks as a charm, allowing you to showcase both your favorite perks and your dedication to your favorite characters. Going forward, these charms will have purple background like the actual tier 3 perk, and feature a golden border. Right. It's cool. Yeah. I just don't really care. I'd prefer that being like reaching certain MMRs or something. It's more of something to, I don't know, be proud of, I guess. Because it's fucking difficult. Those who reach Prestige 3 prior to the progression overall will receive a special effect on their character's portrait to commemorate their achievement. PTB, the effect appeared as yellow orbs drifting across the spine. For the full release, the effect is replaced the tile with animated scratch marks. Okay, that's better in my opinion. Additionally, the effect will appear between the character and the background rather than on top of the character. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's stuff that you see, like, when it's there, and then you just forget about it. And then Prestige icons. We've Prestige now extended all the way to 100 for some reason. We've unveiled some new icons showcase. Prestige level, this icon becomes more intricate and lavish. Further you raise your Prestige, blah, blah, blah. but nothing for MMR. It's just weird. It's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like all this effort for something that everyone's just going to get eventually, which doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it, but with that, we reached the end. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, cool. There you go. I read through it and give my opinions, first impressions, etc. Maybe I missed some stuff, maybe I didn't. But there you go. You know how it is here, man.